Right, day 2, log analysis. O data, all ye faithful. We have a new room to start. Let's split screen. Right, after yesterday's resounding success, McHoneyBell walks into AntarctiCrafts' office with a gleaming smile. She takes out her company-issued laptop from her knapsack and decides to check the news. Traffic on the North 15 highway. Glad I skied into work today, she boasts. A notification from the Best Festival Company's internal communications tool, HollyChat, pings. It's another task. It reads, the B team has been tasked with understanding the network of AntarctiCraft's South Pole site. Taking a minute to think about the task ahead, McHoneyBell realizes that AntarctiCrafts has no fancy technology that captures events on the network. No tech, no problem, exclaims McHoneyBell. She decides to open up her Python terminal. In today's task, we'll get an introduction to what data science involves and how it can be applied in cybersecurity. We'll get a gentle, we promise, introduction to Python. Get to work with some popular Python libraries such as Pandas and Matplotlib to crunch data. We'll help McHoneyBell establish an understanding of AntarctiCrafts' network. Before moving forwards, review the questions in the connection card below. So we will need to start a VM, which we've done, and there is a split screen view. We don't need anything else, so that's good. To access the machine that we're going to be working on, click the Start Machine button located in the top right, wait for 3 minutes. Jupyter will open on the right hand side. If you cannot see the machine, press the blue Show Split Screen View at the top of the room. Right, here we go, crash course in data science. The core element of data science is interpreting data to answer questions. Data science often involves programming, statistics, and recently the use of AI to examine large amounts of data to understand trends and patterns and help businesses make predictions that lead to informed decisions. The roles and responsibilities of a data scientist include data collection. This phase involves collecting the raw data. This could be a list of recent transactions. Data processing. This phase involves turning the data that was previously collected into a standard format that the analysts can work with. This phase could be quite the time sink. Data mining, clustering and classification. This phase involves creating relationships between the data, finding patterns and correlations that can start to provide some insight. Think of it like chipping away at a big stone, discovering more and more as you chip away. Analysis, exploratory or confirmatory. This phase is where the bulk of the analysis takes place. Here the data is explored to provide answers to questions and some future projections. For example, an e-commerce store, you can use data science to understand the latest and most popular products to sell, as well as create predictions for the busiest times of year. And then finally, communication, visualization. This phase is extremely important. Even if you have the answers to the universe, no one will understand you if you can't present them clearly. Data can be visualized as charts, tables, maps, etc. So data science in cybersecurity. The use of data science is quickly becoming more frequent in cybersecurity because of its ability to offer insights. And analyzing data such as log events leads to an intelligent understanding of ongoing events within an organization. Using data science for anomaly detection as an example. Other uses of data science in cybersecurity include SIEMs allow the collection and correlation of large amounts of data to give a wider understanding of the organization's landscape. Threat trend analysis shows emerging threats can be tracked and understood. And predictive analysis, by analyzing historical events, you can create a potential picture of what the threat landscape might look like in the future. This can aid in the prevention of incidents. This is where we introduce Jupyter Notebooks. They are open source documents containing code, text, and terminal functionality. They're popular in the data science and education communities because they can be easily shared and executed across systems. Additionally, Jupyter Notebooks are a great way to demonstrate and explain proof of concepts in cybersecurity. Jupyter Notebooks could be considered as instruction manuals, as you'll come to discover. A notebook consists of cells that can be executed one at a time, step by step. You'll see an example of a Jupyter notebook in the screenshot below. Note how they are both formatted text and Python code being processed. Before we begin working with Jupyter notebooks for today's practicals, we must become familiar with the interface. Let's return to the machine we deployed at the start of the task, the panel on the right side of the screen. You'll be presented with two main panes. On the left is the File Explorer. On the right is your workspace. This pane is where the notebooks will open. Initially we're presented with Launcher Screen. You can see the types of notebook that the machine supports. For now, let's click on the Python 3 IPY kernel icon under the notebook heading to create our first notebook. Click that. Alright, you can double click the folder icon in the File Explorer to open and close the File Explorer. This may be helpful in smaller resolutions. The notebook's interface is illustrated below. So we can duplicate a cell, move them up and down, insert cells and delete cells. And that runs the code. Right, notable buttons for today include Save, Run, Run All, Insert Cell Below and Delete Cell. For now you don't need to worry about the toolbar at the very top of the screen. For brevity, everything has already been configured for you. Finally note that you can move cells by clicking and dragging the area to their right, to their left. Right, practice. For the best learning experience, it's strongly recommended that you follow along using Jupyter notebooks stored on the VM. I will recommend what Jupyter notebook to use in each section. The notebooks break down each step of the content below in much more detail. Right, Python 3 Crash Course. The notebook for this section can be found in 1 Intro to Python, Python 3 Crash Course IBYNB. Remember to press the Run Cell button as you progress through the notebook. Note that if you're already familiar with Python, you can skip this section. Right, well, we will do it anyway, so let's have a look. Right, so we've opened it. Right, Python is an extremely versatile, high-level programming language. It's often highly regarded and as easy to learn. Here are some examples of how it can be used for web, game, exploit development, desktop application, AI, data science. One of the first things that you'll learn when programming a programming language is how to print text. Python makes this extremely simple by just using print your text here. Note that the terminal snippet below is for demonstration only. A good way of describing variables is to think of them as a storage box with a label on it. If you were moving house, you would put items into a box and label them. You probably put all the items in your kitchen into the same box. It's very similar in programming. Variables are used to store data. Yeah, like that. The thing to note with variables is that we can change what's stored within them at a later date. For example, name can change to Ben, to Adam. Contents of the variable can be used by referring to the name of the variable. For example, to print the variable, we pass it in our print statement. So print name after declaring it. Right, lists. Lists are an example of a data structure in Python. Lists are used to store a collection of values as a variable. And Pandas. The notebook for this section can be found in 2. Yeah, we didn't really need to do any of this, did it? It's just like... It just shows you those things. Okay, yeah, we probably didn't need to go into this. I would have thought it would actually get you to do stuff rather than just showing you. So, right, Pandas is a Python library that allows us to manipulate, process, and structure data. It can be ported using import pandas. In today's task... Right, they've already done it there. I would have thought they'd get you to do this, right, rather than just have it all done for you. It's kind of pointless, like it doesn't teach you anything. So, there's a few fundamental data structures that we need to first understand. In Pandas, a series is similar to a singular column in a table. It uses key value pair. The key is the index and the value is the data that you want to store. To create a series, we can use Pandas series function. First, let's create the list. Is it actually going to let me do something now? Right, so here it is. So transportation, they've done it there. Create the new variable to store the series. And then print the series. Just play that. PD is not defined. Let's run you first. There we go, so that works. Right, data frame. This extends a series because they are grouping of series. In this case, they can be compared to a spreadsheet or a database because they can be thought of as a table of rows and columns. To illustrate the concept, we'll load the following data into the data frame. So here you've got a multi-dimensional array. So I can just run it and it gives it out. Right, for this we'll create a two-dimensional list. Remember, a data frame has rows and columns, so we'll need to provide each row with the data in the respective column. See, again, I don't know why they've given a walkthrough here, because it's already been done. Like, what am I learning? Right, Python Matplotlib. The notebook for this section we found in 3 so let's go back up again. Right, so we found the notebook. Remember to press the Run Cell button as you progress through the notebook. Matplotlib allows us to quickly create a large variety of plots, for example bar charts, histograms, pie charts, waterfalls and all sorts. Creating our first plot. After importing the Matlib library, we'll use the pie plot to create our first line chart and show the number of orders fulfilled during the months of January, February, March and April. And again, I'm not doing anything, am I? What's the point? So it's got no data. Let's load the data. Now it's showing data. Is that it? Right, cool. Number 4, capstone. Alright, open the notebook workbook located in directory 4 and use what you've learned today to analyze the packet capture. How many packets were captured looking at packet number? So, let's see, what were we at? Right, run this one. Import the libraries. Run this. How many packets were captured looking at packet number? 5. Is that right? Here you'll use pandas count function on the data frame. Okay. Of course we do get to do stuff. Right, df dot right, so that's 100. What IP address sent to the most amount of traffic during the packet capture? df dot group. And which column we after? Traffic. We'll just use guess we could just use destination as a dot size. Which IP? Oh, sent. So yeah, so we need source. So we need 15. So it's you. Okay. What was the most frequent protocol? Here you can use pandas value counts on the appropriate column. So we need df again. Guess we're just doing this again, aren't we? Only this one you want protocol. CMP. Cool, that was easy. If you enjoyed today's task, you can check out the Intro to Log Analysis room. So this is a sub only. I like to check if these rooms are subscriber or not, because it's usually you get like these free labs, they're all like, oh hey, check this one out, and then obviously you got to pay to bloody use it. So let's have a look. Is it type? Free sub? Yeah, it's a sub. It's a sub only box, of course it bloody is. So yeah, if you want to subscribe, then you can take part in that one. But that's it. That is it for day 2. So you just need to run a couple of protocols. No, not a couple of protocols. A couple of queries, pandas queries. But other than that, I don't know why it made us create a bloody untitled thing, because that was not needed at all. But yeah, fairly easy. Minimize you and terminate. Cool, so we're all set for day 3, which will come out tomorrow.